everyone, this is Professor Benjamin, and we are now entering week 6 of this course. So last week we dealt with sustainability, and I will have to admit that I was a little disappointed with many of your posts. I know it's week 6 and we have a lot going on, but there were a lot of people who used I statements in their initial posts, a lot of people who did not meet the word requirement, many people who do not include sources in their posts, meaning you just gave opinions rather than factually based information. And so I'm hoping that by bringing this to your attention that you change those habits that you might be falling back into. Remember, just putting sources at the bottom of your post doesn't mean anything to me. You need to use those sources in your post, show where they're used by in-text citations, use those sources to prove what you're saying and the reasons why. And also remember, no I statements, no I believe, I think, I like this, I think this is really cool. No, in initial posts in this class, we refrain from using I statements for a lot of reasons, because then it's just an opinion. It's not factually based information. So make sure you do that. So this week, couple things. This week we have Food Incorporated, which is a fantastic film. It's very easy to get your hands on the film. It's very accessible to the public. You can find it on Netflix, you can find it on the internet, you can find it at the library. And I just want to bring to everybody's attention that you were aware of the 2 required films for this course as well as the textbook before we started this class. So make sure that if you can't seem to get your hands on Food Incorporated, that you make sure you get your hands on it before the midterm exam, because there's a question that is worth points on your midterm exam that require the watching of the film. So I really suggest that you, and the forum posts this week all deal with Food Incorporated, so it's absolutely essential that you have watched the film. Make sure you get your hands on Gasland as well, because that's another film that we watch in this class. So this week, Food Incorporated, there are some additional readings for you. One of the big additional extras is for you to watch the film Food Incorporated. And then you're going to answer the forum questions asked. And of course, I want you to bring in the film, and all of those answers, you can bring the film into your answers. So make sure that you watch the film, cite the film, use in-text citations to show where the film is used. For some of the questions, they actually ask you to read an article and answer the question. For example, the healthy food question. There was a wonderful study done that actually shows opposite of what our thought process is that if healthy food was cheaper, that we would buy more of it. That is true, but then we actually spend the extra money on junk food. So you want to make sure you talk about that in your answer, in developing your answer. So again, as usual, the initial post due by Wednesday, response post due by Friday, quiz due by Sunday. Also this week you have your project proposal due. A lot of people ask me questions like, I'm not sure how to fill out the project proposal form. Well, the project proposal form gives you the directions right on the project proposal form on how I want you to fill it out. There's also a video. There's complete instructions here on what we're doing for the film. And then there's a video, so I highly suggest you watch the video about the project, which contains helpful hints on how to fill out the project proposal form. And then on top of it, if you're unsure of how to make an art image using an electronic format, this video here explains to you exactly how to do that. And then the project proposal is right here. You're going to fill out the form and then send it to me. Again, couple reminders. Number 1, I don't want to see tons or pounds or gallons. It's really hard to see those 3D type images in these just 1D image. So make sure that you are thinking about that. It's much better with items, and I addressed this in the last roundup as well. So make sure that you look for items or people or animals or species, something of that nature that you can then calculate out. So make sure you look at all the resources that you're given to you under the consumption project module. The other thing is that at the end of next week, which we cover air, at the end of next week you will have your midterm exam. So we have air we have air due, but you also will be given the week to take your midterm exam. Does that mean a full week to take your midterm exam? No, the portal will be open to take your midterm exam for the full week, but you're only given 1 attempt and 3 hours to take your midterm exam. So 1 attempt, 3 hours. If you walk away and come back, you still only have that 3-hour running clock. It's absolutely essential that you use Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox to take your midterm exam. If not, a lot of freezing occurs. I can't help you if freezing occurs because that means that you have too many tabs open or there's something wrong with your computer. The midterm exam, if you look under the sustainability section, there is a detailed midterm exam review. If you write out all those answers before the midterm exam, at least 1 full paragraph for each question, and when I mean full, I don't mean like 3 sentences. 5 on sentences is what a full paragraph is. If you look at that review sheet and you type out all the answers before the midterm exam, that is your midterm exam. And then all you would do is copy and paste those questions into the midterm exam. And so your midterm exam is open book. You can think about the answers before you type them out. There's no like time limit except for 3 hours for you to copy the answers and put them into the portal. Most of your time is spent developing those answers. Okay? So really that's the only things I really have to bring you up to date on is number 1, food incorporated for this week. We're getting a little lax on our submittals in this course in terms of initial posts and response posts. So let's just step the game back up again. You have your project proposal due at the end of this week, and at the end of next week, you have your midterm exam due. But don't forget, you also have due initial post, response post, and a quiz due that week as well. So you want to make sure you plan ahead and start writing out the answers now. That would be the best bet, is that we've covered all of the material that'll be on the midterm exam. So you can start developing the answers now. Make sure you use the mid roundups that I've given, all of the information that has been given in the course. Okay? If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Most of your questions I've already answered at some point in the course, so I'm finding myself saying to you, watch the project proposal video, watch the project consumption project video, watch the was addressed in the syllabus. So a lot of the questions you're asking me have already been addressed. Watch the video in the grades tab. Look under the course information session. So make sure that you are aware of where things are located in the course that can help you succeed in this course at this time. Okay? So I look forward to hearing your responses about our food system because it is really messed up. And I look forward to your responses. And of course, begin preparing for your midterm exam and your project proposal. I will give verbal feedback to your project proposals. So once your project proposals are submitted, I will provide verbal feedback to you. And the way you get that verbal feedback is that you go to the grades tab, you click on the item, which will say project proposal, and on the right-hand side, you'll see a text box there, a little box there that looks like a message box. Click on there and you'll see a play button. Hit play and you'll hear my video feedback to your project proposal. Okay? Have a wonderful week and I will be in touch soon.